In this video, we're going to have a look at how to work with negative indices using the seventh index law. When you have a negative index, the index is moved to make the index a positive using the seventh index law. So if the negative index is in the numerator or up the top, then the index moves to the denominator. Conversely, if the negative index is already in the denominator, then the index will move to the numerator. So the seventh index law is written as a to the power of negative m is equal to 1 divided by a to the power of m. Alternatively, it can be written as 1 over a to the power of negative m is equal to a to the power of m. In both rules, the negative index is moved to make it a positive. So in the first one, it is moved from being in the numerator down to the denominator. In the second rule, it's already in the denominator and we move it up to the numerator for it to become a positive. Now let's have a look at some examples. So we want to write the following with positive indices. The first one, a to the power of negative 4. It's already in the numerator, so we want to move it down to the denominator. So that is going to become 1 divided by a to the power of 4. For the second example, it's bc to the power of negative 2. Now the first step before we move our negative into c is we have to write it adding in the missing multiplication sign between the b and the c. It's going to become b times c to the power of negative 2. Now the power of negative 2 only applies to the c. So when we go to move our index down to the denominator, we only move the c to the power of negative 2 down. The b stays up the top. So that is going to equal to b over c to the power of 2. In my last example, 1 divided by g to the power of negative 4. This time, my negative index is already in the denominator, so I move it up to the top and it becomes g to the power of 4. So by moving my negative indices, either from the numerator to the denominator or the denominator to the numerator, I can make my negative indices into a positive index.